Hey everybody, Jeff here. Today we're going to show you the quickest and easiest way to remove carpeting from your rooms here. So if you look down here, you can see we've got a whole bunch of carpeting here that we're going to be pulling up here today. And we're going to show you the easiest way to do it. And pretty much you need only one tool. And this is the tool that I recommend here that I'm holding in my hand. This is just a carpet knife here. And the reason why you get a carpet knife instead of a regular utility knife is the blades appear to be a lot sharper. They seem to cut through the carpet a lot better. And don't cheap out. Don't buy one of those plastic ones. This is a nice, good, solid metal one with good ergonomics for your hand. And always make sure you're wearing gloves because you don't want to be dealing with all this dirty nastiness with bare hands. So let's get started. I'm going to demonstrate for you how we do the cut first. And the reason why I always like to roll over the carpet and look at the back side, because this is where the carpet is all held together. And so to me, it's easier to slice the back side of the carpet than it is on the front side. Because why do you want to try to cut through and go through all of that thickness when that's not where it needs to separate? It needs to separate here. So I'm just going to show you. We start at the end of the carpet and we dig in and just pull. And it's pretty simple. Usually you can do it very quickly like that. If you do it hard enough and quick enough, you can do it without having to come back for a second pass, see? So it's that simple. Now, everybody has their own take on how to cut the carpets. Some people want to just roll up the whole room, and if they got a few guys, they can take it out in one piece. I prefer, since I'm usually alone, doing it in about a 3-foot section like this, so I can roll it up easily and just put some blue tape around it and take it down to the dumpster. So, we just go like this, right? And that's the width that we're going to go with, typically, all right? So we're going to get started here. We're going to roll over the carpet on the end there, and we'll start from there. All right, so we're going to start in this corner right here because this is a great width of carpet that I like to shoot for. So we're going to unroll this little section of this little part of this small hallway here. And I always grab a pair of pliers and just start in the corner and peel it up. See? It's all just attached to the carpet tack strips that are right there. Those are the nail strips. And what I do here is I'm just going to peel it up like this. And we're going to stop right at this spot because this is where it turns into the wire mount. So I'm just going to slice it right where that happens. All right, so I get my tool here and I'm going to slice all the way across it. And there it just comes off in one piece. And then now that it's off, we're just going to roll it up into a nice tight little roll. I usually try to make it start off as small as possible and then just roll it up. And then we're just going to put a piece of tape around this and we're done. Alright, so here we're just taping it. And now you have a nice, very light, easy to manage piece. And these are great because if you have a dumpster at the condo and you can bring a few pieces down to the dumpster. Sometimes they don't allow you to put them in the dumpster. They don't want construction debris in the dumpster. And if that's the case, then you can just leave them in piles. Sometimes they have bulk trash pickup days at the condo, or you can bring in your little trash hauler guys that come with a truck, and these are a lot more manageable to deal with. And sometimes you can throw these right out the window downstairs to the truck as well. So that's why I like to cut them into smaller strips like this, unless you've got some muscle guys with you, because if you roll up an entire room worth of carpeting, it can be a pretty heavy piece for two guys, and especially when it sags in the middle as you try to carry it. It just makes it a lot more difficult. This is just much more manageable for you, and it gives you more options in dealing with the throwing it away. Okay. All right, so now we're pulling up this corner. And we're going to get this whole side of the wall probably about 3 feet away from the wall, so we can slice from here all the way down to the other wall there. So now we're going to start at this end of it here and just start slicing our way down. Give nice and firm and deep slice. Okay, so we've got it separated, our piece here. We're just going to do the same as before, roll it up nice. And by the way, I just wanted to point out to you that if you found this video helpful, we'd appreciate it if you would click on the thumbs up icon down below. And this would be a good time to subscribe if you haven't subscribed already, because we put out videos every week, useful videos, and you can be alerted to when they come out when you hit the bell icon as well. Okay. All right, now that we have the first strip off, all you got to do now is just roll it back to reveal another 3 feet. And remember, you don't have to do 3 feet or 2 feet. You can do it as wide as you want or as narrow as you want. If you're old and weak, maybe all you can handle is a 1 foot wide roll, then you can do that too. Okay, same as before, we cut all the way through and all the way down the line. Alright, so this is another method you could use too. I use this tool here sometimes. There's a couple of different brands I've been experimenting with, and they're all the same. They're kind of, sometimes they're effective, sometimes they're not. I find that when you have a thick carpet like this, it's not quite as effective as it is like on the really cheapy apartment type grade carpets. On those they work pretty good. But here it's essentially the same thing. You try to do it on the same side where the backing is, and you just insert the tool right there, and it's supposed to cut through. But you can see sometimes it gets snagged, it gets bogged down. So it's in this case, this one's being a bit more effort than the manual tool, which is why we're not using this one. So I would only suggest using this when you have a super thin carpet. This type of thick carpet or Berber, these won't work very well on. They're not very powerful tools now. They do sell more powerful tools, but unless you're in the trade, you don't want to be spending $100 or more on a tool like this. This one's only about 30 bucks. All right, so right here now we're going to start doing the cushion. This is the part everybody hates because this stuff is just so bad, and depending on the age and the quality of what was originally put down, this stuff just breaks apart. And so trying to cut it like this is usually a fool's errand. See how it wants to bind up and just break up, and so that's useless. You're almost better off doing it with a pair of scissors, which can still be kind of time consuming. So what I normally do also is, if you look in this room here, see how they usually lay this out in 6 foot widths and it's taped together. So I like to just come over here, and maybe you can get in between the seams, but even that was something that, see right here, it just came right apart anyway. So I will just pull it apart along the seams all the way across the room. So there's no need to waste time and effort trying to cut this stuff up. You can see it's already disintegrating in a lot of places here. So we've got it separated here. And what you can do is just roll this whole 6 foot roll up. And I'm going to fold it in half first, so it's only a 3 foot roll. Just like making your bed. So then we're going to roll it up. And this is a lot more manageable here. So here you can see we didn't even have to waste any time cutting it up. We're just rolling it up. And we just put a roll of tape, a couple of rounds around it, and this guy's done, and we'll do the same thing with that piece. So, all right, we're going in. sure I can get under. Alright, so now I'm just going to take up the tack strips, so use my little demo bar here. And my goal is always to bring up the tack strips all in one piece. See how we just kind of go right under each nail and pop them up. Now, at the end of this video, you're going to see I have another short video where I cover just the topic of pulling up these tack strips. And you should make a point to go and view that video, because it shows you all of the proper tools and techniques to use, and it tells you what not to do. Because a lot of people just have no clue how to pull this stuff up. And this shows you the best practices in that other video. You'll see it on the thumbnail at the end screen of this video. So I hope you'll click on that.